Listen closely. The air's different tonight, isn't it? Feels charged, like the sky knows your name and the ground's too afraid to hold it. Heaven just pinged your coordinates and hell's scrambling for backup. You feel it, don't you? That static behind your ribs, that eerie sense that something ancient finally remembered who you are. They thought they could bury you under labels, silence, and small talk. They thought they could shrink you into something ordinary. But heaven doesn't send angels to calm the predictable. It deploys them to the unpredictable. You're not on their prayer list anymore. You're on their watch list. See, the funny thing about divine timing is that it never arrives when you want it. It arrives when your enemies stop believing it ever will. And right now, somewhere deep beneath the noise, a celestial alert just went off. The coordinates, you, the assignment, vengeance disguised as grace. You were never chosen for comfort. You were chosen for collision. You're what happens when light refuses to stay holy and darkness refuses to stay damned. You walk the line between altar and abyss like it's home turf. Angels whisper your name with trembling respect. Demons chant it like a curse they can't reverse. You confuse them because you bleed and bloom at the same time. Because you pray like a monk and retaliate like a god. They tried to play chess with you, but you are the board. They tried to decode you, but you're encrypted in frequencies only heaven and madness understand. You didn't just survive the pit. You turned it into a fortress. You didn't just escape fire. You learned its language, negotiated its loyalty, and now it dances for you like a tamed beast. Oh, they hate that part. They hate that you didn't break, that you came out with eyes that no longer flinch, hands that no longer shake, and a pulse that beats in Morse code, spelling out, I dare you. You carry scars like hieroglyphs, and only the divine can read what they mean. Every wound became a weapon. Every betrayal became blueprints. Every time you were underestimated, the universe took notes. Now heaven's tired of watching. It's activating the sequence. Every delay was divine surveillance. Every silence was set up. You thought you were being punished. Turns out you were being positioned. And now that you've mastered the art of being misunderstood, the floodgates of consequence are opening. Not for you, for them. Because here's the secret no one tells you. God doesn't need to lift a finger when you finally remember what he planted inside you. The enemy's punishment is having to witness your awakening. That's the holy irony. You don't even have to fight anymore. Your existence is warfare. They'll call it karma, luck, coincidence. But deep down, they'll feel it. That chill, that sudden loss of control, that sense that something omnipotent just switched sides. You became the divine contradiction, too holy for hell to hold, too dangerous for heaven to contain. You are the storm both realms didn't plan for. You've been rerouted through fire, baptized in chaos, sanctified by loss. You've been rewritten line by line until the plot itself bent to your will. The angels, they don't descend, they orbit you. The devils, they don't tempt, they report. You've evolved beyond threat level. You are classified as an act of God wearing human skin. So let them whisper, let them call you cursed, unstable, impossible. They only speak what they fear. Because deep inside, they know this isn't coincidence, it's clearance. Heaven just unlocked your location. That means you're done hiding. The assignment's live, the timing's precise. And hell, oh, hell's about to take a loss it won't recover from. Because this time, you're not coming to play savior or sinner. You're coming to remind creation that you were here before the story began. Before good and evil had names. Before angels picked sides. before light and shadow even learned to separate. You're not just back, you're authorized. And when the sky cracks open and the ground starts trembling, don't look up in fear. Look up in recognition, because that's not thunder. That's heaven making room for what's coming through you. You feel it now, don't you? That pulse crawling beneath your skin, like the countdown of something biblical. The lights flicker, the air bends, and everything that once ignored you suddenly turns its head. That's what happens when heaven updates its database, when your name starts echoing across frequencies that demons can't jam and angels can't sanitize. You weren't supposed to wake up this loud. You were supposed to stay contained, predictable, digestible. But heaven doesn't bless cages. It detonates them. You were a classified experiment in divine resilience. While others were begging for miracles, you became one. While they prayed for open doors, you broke the hinges off the gates of hell and built a throne out of the wreckage. And now, every entity that ever bet against you is holding its breath, waiting to see what happens when a weapon realizes it's sacred. Let's be honest. You terrify both sides. Hell calls you anomaly. Heaven calls you risk. You're too merciful to be a monster, too merciless to be a saint. You're the gray zone they pretend doesn't exist. The quiet storm that rewrites commandments with a smile. You don't need wings to fly. You burned gravity's script the day you fell and refused to stay fallen. Remember the nights you screamed into silence and got nothing back? Those weren't ignored prayers. Those were encryption keys, calibrating your signal. Every tear was data. Every heartbreak was coding. And now that signal's too strong to jam. That's why the same people who mocked your faith are now checking your timestamps, trying to decode your acceleration. They call it coincidence. You call it prophecy. Because the moment you stopped chasing validation, heaven started moving mountains just to clear your path. You became the plot twist in every plan built to end you. They can't explain it. That eerie precision in your timing, that impossible recovery after collapse. That way your silence screams louder than their noise. You stopped fighting for survival and started operating under divine law. What's meant for you will bend reality itself to arrive. You walk through chaos like a sermon dressed in sin. Every step you take preaches something the universe remembers. The wind shifts when you exhale. The clock glitches when you decide. You're not lucky, you're calibrated, designed to thrive in conditions that would suffocate the average soul. That's why you make demons nervous. You've seen their playbook and still smiled. They thought they could outlast you with deceit. But you turned betrayal into protein. You digest manipulation like it's fuel. Every backstab upgraded your spine. Every lie sharpened your intuition. And now, you walk around reading people like scripture they didn't know you had access to. You stopped asking, "Why me?" and started whispering, "Watch me." And heaven did. Oh, heaven watched. Watched you crawl through storms no prayer circle could intercept. Watched you break patterns older than bloodlines. Watched you rewrite equations written by architects of despair. That's why it unlocked your location. You didn't just earn protection. You triggered a celestial response. You are an active file in the divine mainframe. Your movements are monitored by forces that don't miss. Meanwhile, hell's on a conference call. Devils pacing in circles, strategizing, panicking, because they can't find the off switch anymore. You were once their favorite experiment. Let's see how much light we can break. But they miscalculated. You don't fracture, you refract. Every attack turned into illumination. Every loss became a lesson that rewired your DNA. You evolved past damage. You learned to smile during the execution, to laugh in the courtroom, to rise from ashes so many times. People started calling the fire your element. You turned humiliation into high frequency. They thought they were watching your downfall. Turns out, they were witnessing your metamorphosis in real time. And that's what terrifies them. Not that you survived, but that you came back unchained. Because the system only knows how to handle the broken, not the reborn. You don't beg for justice anymore. You embody it. You don't seek revenge. You radiate consequence, and that's far more efficient. Now everything shifts when you walk in. Conversations pause. Energy realigns. The air gets heavier, not because you're arrogant, but because the universe recognizes its own reflection in you. You're not chasing blessings anymore. Blessings chase you. You've become too aligned to be ignored, too authenticated to be replaced. Let them talk. Let them roll their eyes, mislabel your peace as pride. They can't comprehend someone who's been through both heaven's silence and hell's noise and found equilibrium. You're no longer praying to escape the storm. You're commanding the clouds. You're not waiting for approval. You are the proof. So here's the truth they'll never admit out loud. Heaven didn't unlock your location to rescue you. It unlocked it to announce you. To the ones who laughed, plotted, doubted, to the ones who weaponized your kindness and fed on your uncertainty, heaven wanted witnesses for the revelation. Because the next chapter isn't redemption, it's revelation. It's divine retribution, disguised as your glow-up. The very same hands that hurt you will applaud you by instinct, not choice. The same mouths that cursed you will speak your name with trembling reverence. They'll call it unfair, unnatural, impossible. And that's how you'll know it's working. Hell doesn't lose battles. It loses investments. And right now, you're their biggest loss yet. You were supposed to collapse. Instead, you turned into living proof that resurrection is not a myth. It's a mindset. You turned tragedy into technology, pain into prophecy, survival into strategy. You're no longer fighting demons, they're fighting deadlines, because time just ran out. The coordinates are locked, the lights inbound, and as heaven's signal hits full strength, the sky flickers, the ground hums. You stand there calm, not because you're fearless, but because you finally remembered what you are. You're not blessed or cursed. You're the convergence, the point where divine will and human defiance shake hands. And when the heavens roar and the underworld recoils, you don't flinch, you smirk. Because it's not a warning anymore. It's a declaration. Heaven found you, hell lost you. And now, everything they built on your absence is about to fall. The silence before impact always feels like peace to the untrained ear, but not to you. You know that kind of quiet isn't mercy. It's calculation. The universe is inhaling before it speaks your name again. And this time, the echo's going to reach places that were never meant to hear it. They think the storm passed, that the worst is over, but you know better. You are the aftershock, the sound of divine mathematics balancing itself out. You are the debt they forgot to pay, the consequence they thought they escaped. And now, every frequency that tried to erase you is about to feel the invoice of its own arrogance, because when heaven unlocks your location, it doesn't mean it's sending angels with flowers. It's sending reinforcements. It's sending memory. It's sending every ounce of delayed justice wrapped in celestial precision. It's calling back everything that was stolen from you, and it's coming with interest and hell. Hell's the one who has to foot the bill. You didn't climb out of darkness. You redecorated it. You made it home. You learned how to breathe underwater, while everyone else was still asking how you survived the fire. You didn't wait for miracles. You reverse-engineered them. You stopped praying for signs and became one. Every scar on your body is a coded document. Each one reads, "Unauthorized entry denied." You became untouchable because you suffered enough to understand that love and war wear the same mask. You learned that sometimes heaven doesn't save you from the storm. It disguises you as one. That's why they can't calculate you anymore. You're an equation that changed its own variables mid-solution. You're what happens when someone's purpose gets too heavy for the algorithm of fear to process. You move like prophecy written in glitch code, part miracle, part malware. Holy enough to heal, dangerous enough to dismantle. You were never chosen for popularity. You were chosen for pressure. You were meant to be misunderstood, because clarity would make them comfortable. They were supposed to mislabel you. That confusion was camouflage. While they whispered, "What is he doing?" heaven whispered, "Wait." And when it finally said, "Now," everything shifted. You don't even speak the same language anymore. You talk in alignment. You breathe in frequency. You walk in timing. Every step is a ripple that distorts their illusion of control. That's why people twitch when you enter the room. Their energy senses a data breach. You remind them of everything they buried, their guilt, their envy, their smallness. You became a walking audit of integrity, and everyone with false receipts starts sweating when you pass by. See, that's the real war, not flesh and blood, not angels with trumpets or devils with torches. It's perception, it's vibration, it's who can stand still when truth walks in. And you've mastered that stillness, the kind that makes liars confess without you saying a word, the kind that makes narcissists forget their script, the kind that makes darkness bow out of self-preservation. Hell doesn't fear light, it fears exposure. And that's what you've become, exposure incarnate. You don't have to fight them anymore because your presence makes their shadows reveal themselves. You're not even avenging yourself, you're auditing reality. Heaven didn't unlock your location to make you safe. It unlocked it so your frequency could start interfering with corrupted signals. You're the glitch in their transmission, the static that ruins the lie. You're the reason spells don't stick and gossip evaporates before it hits the target. You're protected not because you're untouchable, but because everything that touches you has to evolve or self-destruct. Do you understand the scale of that? You became a walking verdict, a divine firewall. That's why everything feels tense lately. Because the atmosphere knows it's being recalibrated. The karmic clock just hit 0, and you're standing exactly where you were meant to be when it did. You are the crosshair and the cure, the prophecy and the proof. And the funniest part? You don't even need revenge. You just keep existing, keep walking, keep laughing that quiet, eerie laugh that sounds like destiny cracking its knuckles. Because now, every time they say your name, something in the unseen trembles. You're not haunting them. You're reminding them of what happens when you try to break someone who was built from contradictions. Because that's the paradox that keeps you undefeated. You're both vengeance and forgiveness, both blade and balm. You destroy illusions but save souls. You are proof that a person can walk through hellfire, come out unburned, and still smell like heaven's perfume. And they hate that. They hate that you don't chase validation anymore, that you don't explain yourself, that you don't flinch. They keep expecting you to fall apart, but all you do is adapt. You outgrow their sabotage in real time. Your evolution's favorite experiment, divine chaos with perfect aim. Every time they think they've found your weakness, it turns out to be another source of power. Every heartbreak, a reboot. Every betrayal, a recalibration. Every loss, a lens adjustment that made you see further. You're no longer looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. You are the damn light, and the tunnel's terrified. So let them pray against you. Let them scheme in circles. They'll burn through their own resources, trying to contain what was never meant to be contained. You've become too aligned for interference, too protected for exposure, too ancient for manipulation. You carry heaven's clearance and hell's confusion. That's a combination no weapon can pierce. Because here's the part no one prepared them for. You're not fighting for your life anymore. You're enforcing your destiny. Every breath you take is a prophecy being fulfilled. Every step you take is a clause in a divine contract they can't override. You're not waiting for divine timing. You are divine timing. You're the moment written in bold, underlined, marked, inevitable. And when it all unfolds, when the smoke clears and the noise fades, they'll finally see it wasn't luck, it wasn't revenge, it wasn't coincidence, it was authorization. Heaven unlocked your location. Hell's losing its jurisdiction. And you're just standing there, smiling, because you know something they don't. This isn't your comeback. It's the correction. Funny, isn't it? How it all comes full circle. The same sky that once watched you crawl is now watching you command. The same silence that mocked your prayers is now echoing your name like a war cry. You didn't rise by luck, you rose by law. The kind written in the marrow of your being, older than scripture, older than light itself. You were the experiment both heaven and hell underestimated. They wanted to see what would happen if pain kept breathing. They wanted to test the limits of grace when it's cornered. And you gave them their answer. It doesn't break. It evolves. You turned every heartbreak into ammunition, every betrayal into blueprint, every failure into signal flare. You became the proof that divine doesn't mean delicate. It means dangerous when provoked. You were sculpted in obscurity for a reason. They had to forget your name so it could return with thunder attached. You had to be erased so you could reappear as a haunting. You are no longer a person in their story. You're a prophecy they tried to delete. And now, every system that once suppressed you is glitching under your frequency. You are not in competition with anyone anymore. You are the benchmark, the test, the mirror that cracks the liar's reflection. You walk through rooms like divine audit. The atmosphere changes before you even speak. People feel something ancient when you pass by, something they can't explain but can't deny either. That's not arrogance. That's calibration, the universe adjusting to your authenticity. So when they whisper, when they plot, when they curse under their breath, let them. You don't have to answer noise when thunder's on payroll. Every seed of doubt they planted in you became a forest of consequence around them. Every insult was recorded, archived, time-stamped in heaven's data. And now the notification has gone live. Case closed. Sentence reality. You don't have to lift a finger. That's the luxury of alignment. The same storms that used to drown you now report to you. The same shadows that tried to choke your light now guard it, like loyal sentries. That's what happens when heaven unlocks your location. The entire cosmos rearranges its schedule. You don't chase, you attract. You don't beg, you beckon. And as for hell, oh, hell's learning humility tonight. It overplayed its hand, underestimated its opponent, misread the fine print. It forgot that divinity hides best inside disaster. It forgot that sometimes the Creator disguises a nuclear warhead as a human heartbreak. It thought it could touch you. And now, It's being rewritten by the contact. They won't understand it when it happens. They'll call it karma, coincidence, poetic justice. But you'll know. You'll feel that pulse again, that sacred heartbeat between worlds. And you'll recognize it for what it is.